A must-see destination for all caravan and campers is the Rockhampton Heritage Village, located just past the Yeppoon turnoff on the Bruce Highway.
Situated on 18 hectares of native bushland, this charming township incorporates homesteads as well as buildings and businesses from way back between 1850 to 1950. Throughout your visit, you will see vintage vehicles, a haul of clocks, vintage machinery, the timber cutters camp, and a range of friendly farm animals. There's a wishing well, a herb garden, church, and the list goes on and on. You can even hop on a tram to see the sights at your leisure if you want to give the legs a rest.
The first thing that we do when we arrive is get into character, and a gentleman always helps a lady into her carriage.
The Heritage Village is entirely run by volunteers, including Stan, who's not only one of the most adorable men you could ever meet, but he's also accompanying us on our trip right around the village. So how much work is involved now for Cameo? What's her role?
Well, we put them in harness and tow a sled around for a while, and that tires them out. The sled's very heavy. There's no wheels, it's just steel runners, you know. And handled that all right, so we thought we'd saddle him up.
And how about personality? What sort of personality?
He's a little bit flighty, he shies a bit, but no, he's going to be very good.
Great spirit?
Very good, yeah. A lot of spirit.
What about you?
I got a bit of spirit too.
I'm always fascinated with vintage cars, and boy, there are some beauties here. Now, these are the classic cars that you've restored lovingly. And I mean, is this correct? Nobody gets paid to do this. It's all volunteers.
All volunteers, yes, that's right. We have probably 200 volunteers throughout the village.
Right.
We probably have about 20 working on the cars.
Lovingly restoring them.
Lovingly restoring.
Is that an old FX?
That's an FX, yes. Yeah.
FX Ute. And what about this one?
This is about a 1929 A model Ford.
This I like the look of.
Yes, that's a 1926 Buick.
A Buick Roadster?
Buick Roadster, yes.
Wow, lovely. Would that have been flashy in its day?
That's right. This was actually Dr. Brown's car, and he had 8 children, but that was his worker's car.
Oh, fair dinkum.
Yeah.
And what about the pretty blue one down there?
Yeah, that's an Essex Coupe. It's got a hard top, but these have got a soft top.
Okay.
And it's got a dicky seat.
Is it a back seat thing, is it?
Yeah, that's where your mother-in-law sat.
And over here in the corner?
In the corner we got a Chev Ute. That would have been a Tourer, which is a sedan cut down by the farmers and made into a Ute.
Fair dinkum. And the good old T model Ford.
Yes, that's a 1927 T. That's the last of the Ts, and that's actually a factory-made T model because Australia were the first country to make utilities.
Wow, and last but not least?
That's a 1929 Chev. That's the first of your 6s.
Thanks, mate. I'll give you that.
But it's time to get back to the RV and get on the road again.
I feel such a lady despite wearing my boots.
Yeah, if you were back in those days.
Still got my boots on.
It was hard even getting into this. I mean, sorry I had to push you in there, but you were stuck at the time. Well, after all, we are in the beef country. And I mean, there's a bit of rump there that had to be pushed.
Thank you, kind sir.
Time to roll?
Time to roll.
All right.
All right, giddy up.
Giddy up, boy. Giddy up.
Giddy up, boys. Oh, okay.
Giddy up, boy.
I just had the brake on. The Rockhampton Art Gallery is a leading public gallery with a nationally significant collection of about 1,500 Australian, British and Japanese artworks. We were lucky enough to catch a very special exhibition showcasing the historic 1888 Melbourne Cup alongside local racing memorabilia and significant Australian paintings. Exhibitions and Collections Officer Shane Fitzgerald was kind enough to take me through the gallery where you can read all about the history of racing in Rocky, including some amusing stories and information on local identities at the time. There's also memorabilia drawn from the Rockhampton Regional Library and Jockey Club on display. On loan from the National Gallery of Australia is the 1888 Melbourne Cup, which is a sight to behold. Made up of 8,000 grams of silver, this cup was commissioned exclusively for the centenary of the annual race that stops a nation. Make sure you call into the art gallery in Rocky. Entry is absolutely free and it's open every day except Monday and public holidays.
Well, hello Barry again.
Hello, Maren.
What are we going to do this week?
Well, darling, we've got something very exciting to cook today, and it's a beautiful turkey thigh roast.
We're going to cook our turkey thigh roast. Instead of the traditional vegetables, I'm going to do the vegetable kebabs. Capsicum, zucchinis, button mushrooms. And the other things that I will need is an oven bag, a large oven bag, flour, cranberry sauce to serve it with, oil to heat them up, and also our teriyaki marinade. And that's it.
That's a lovely browning agent.
That's browning. That's what we're going to use to make the gravy base. I've taken it out of the plastic, opened the foil up, and tied the turkey thigh up with some kitchen string first, so it's like a rolled roast. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is actually put the oven bag ready into the pot. We'll roll the roast in flour, and that will also help as the gravy base. We're going to brown it first, so that when we take it out of the dream pot, it's going to be looking lovely and brown. Now, to achieve a little bit of gravy base, the shortcut to the gravy, I'm going to marinate that. Just pour some teriyaki over the turkey. Now, see how that's lovely browning and sealing that meat off now?
Browned off nicely.
Yeah, that's browned off nicely. Now, into the oven bag. 3 spoons of flour around the edge of the meat, and that's going to be the gravy. Now we start to cook it. So that goes into your saucepan, and I'm going to run hot water to cover the oven bag, and that's why you don't put any holes in the oven bag. We'd lose the gravy.
And then once it's boiling, okay, we put that lid on, and then we'll gently boil it on the stove for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Now we'll start carving the turkey. Moist and tender. Now we're going to serve this with cranberry sauce on the side.
Well, love, here's our beautiful turkey pot roast. Looks magnificent, and with our lovely kebabs, let's eat.
Some gravy?
Please.
How beautiful is this? Yvette, tell us, who is this little man?
This little guy's name is Klingon. He's a bit of a favourite here among all the koalas at the zoo.
Camp Cooking was brought to you by Dream Pot.